Good afternoon, Barrister. Good to have you today. Can you tell us whom you are?
Thank you, madam. I'm Emeka Siri. I'm a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, solicitor of England and Wales, and chartered estate surveyor and valuer, and minister of God.
Barrister, without wasting much of your time, we'll proceed to the business of the day. You know, lately a lot of things have been going on online about IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, Wazulike, and people have been saying a lot of things, They want to know the truth, they want to find out how things happened and why it happened. So that is why we have you today to explain to us some of the things the public wants to know. So without wasting your time, we are proceeding to the question. Barrister, you said you founded IPOB, that is IPOB. Why were you not in the forefront as the leader?
Thank you. That's a very good question. I founded indigenous people of Biafra as a body of persons, of the remnants of the Biafrans, as a nation. So that name, indigenous people of Biafra, is a nation, a people, not an organization owned by one man. So I founded it as a body of the remnants of all the Biafras. So all of us are indigenous people of Biafra. So because Biafra is no longer a sovereign nation, the only legitimate governance must be under customary law. And under the Nigerian customary law, as recognized by the Nigerian Constitution, the elders of the land have the duty to gather their children together and provide leadership or governance under customary law. So I founded indigenous people of Biafra under customary law. And by that, it means that elders must be in charge of governance under the Nigerian Constitution. So it has to be legitimate.
Did you register IPOB anywhere in the UK or in Nigeria? I mean, as you are the founder, did you register it by any chance?
I said, indigenous people of Biafra is a nation, a people. And so it's not possible to register a people or a nation. So in the one I founded is indigenous people of Biafra, which is a country, a nation, but not a sovereign nation. So there's no way you can register it as a company in a company house. So what I now did was to register a human rights organization called Bilie Human Rights Initiative to sue on behalf of the people, because indigenous people of Biafra is a non-sovereign entity and so cannot sue or be sued except in a representative capacity. That was why I registered Bilie Human Rights Initiative to represent indigenous people of Biafra in the case against Nigerian government.
You are saying it is not right to register IPOB.
No, it's not right to register indigenous people of Biafra as a company.
Okay.
Because it's a people, a nation.
It's a nation, so you can't register a nation.
You cannot register it. If you register it, put a limited, it becomes a company.
That is to mean it to be owned by an individual.
Yes, it becomes a company, an organization owned by an individual.
So according to you, you founded IPOB. And then you hired Nnamdi Kanu to be in charge of the radio station. And he hijacked the IPOB and then went to register it as his own. Who do you think is the owner right now?
The IPOB I founded is the body of the nation, the all Biafra. So nobody owns that one. It is all of us. We're all indigenous people of Biafra. But the one Nnamdi Kanu is operating is his own company. His own is Indigenous People of Biafra Limited, which is IPOB Worldwide Limited. That's a company. He owns that one. But the one I founded is amorphous body. All of us are indigenous people of Biafra, not owned by any man.
Okay, Barrister, you are saying Nnamdi Kanu's faction of IPOB is different and is registered. Is there any document to prove that?
Of course. We even published it in this book. This book, in the matter of customary law, Government of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Volume 3. We exhibited that registration here, where Nnamdi Kanu and Uchemefo are the shareholders of the company. It's here, it's in this book. We put it here, exhibited it here. Nnamdi Kanu and the Uchemefo are the shareholders of this company. So their own is not a people, their own is a company, an organization owned by Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, thank you very much. But it seems the people did not understand that when he used it to, made the whole Biafrans think that they are all working towards the actualization of Biafra. So I think that might be, what do we call that in legal term?
It is called passing off.
Passing off.
Passing off, when you use a fake product and offer it to the public disguised as the original product. So, this word indigenous people of Biafra is copyrighted. This is the first document in the whole world where that name appeared.
Okay.
And I copyrighted it in 2012. I published it in London, copyrighted. That name, indigenous people of Biafra, this is the only place it appeared the first time in the whole world, copyrighted. So I should have sued them for using that name that is copyrighted. But if I had sued, that would mean I will leave Biafra struggle and be fighting personal battle over tortious liability. Then I would deviate from the real thing and be fighting in a personal matter. So that was why I left it.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister. In your previous broadcast, you mentioned that Nnamdi Kanu joined IPOB from MASOB. He was a member of MASOB before he joined the IPOB, which you founded. We would like to know, did you at any point in time consult Owazulike, who happens to be the founder of MASOB, to know what happened between him and Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, I did. When Nnamdi Kanu and his colleagues joined us in London, I called Owazulike and told him I will come to Nigeria to discuss with him, to ask him some questions.
Okay.
So I called him, and when I arrived in Nigeria, I called him again. Where are we going to meet? He said I should meet with him at Owerri and get me address. So I came and he took me to his house. In his house, I asked him questions, very serious questions about Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them. He told me, yes, that Nnamdi Kanu was his member or his boy or his lieutenant, and that he was the one who was looking after Nnamdi Kanu. When I say looking after, that is like, sponsoring him, helping him, paying his bills in London, and established the radio called Radio Biafra. That he even went to London and established a studio, Radio Biafra, for them. And then Nnamdi Kanu was the one broadcasting, and he was paying Nnamdi Kanu 500,000 naira every month. Nnamdi Kanu was not working, was not doing anything. So I now said, but why is Nnamdi Kanu insulting you? He said, Nnamdi Kanu is just fighting against him, destroying his image for nothing. And he's innocent of everything Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. Good. I said, okay, what do we do now? Nnamdi Kanu wants to join us. He said he has no problem, that the Biafran struggle is like an ocean where people can swim from any side to the same direction. That's it. We now accepted Nnamdi Kanu. But we are against that his vicious and vitriolic attacks against Owazulike and the other people he was attacking. So we're against that.
Okay, we've been around the social media, and people are saying that when Nnamdi Kanu was insulting Owazulike and others with Radio Biafra, that the elders did nothing to him because they were benefiting from the insults. What do you have to say about that? Did the council take any measure against his behavior? Did you call him to order?
Yes, the council did. Like I said, under the Nigerian customary law, under which we are operating, it is the duty of the elders of the land to gather their children together and control them, organize them, guide them. That's what we did, the elders did. The elders called Nnamdi Kanu to order. He refused to listen. They warned him, he refused to listen. And then they ostracized him. A public notice is even there. The public notice is also here. disclaimer and public notice against Nnamdi Kanu, ostracizing Nnamdi Kanu from IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, and the human rights organization. So the elders published this thing, circulated it to the whole world. Of course, every publication is deemed to have been to the whole world.
Okay, so you are saying the document is inside that?
It's inside this. It's inside this place. Inside this booklet. But well, you can have a copy of it which you can upload on your website.
Okay, we may have to attach that to this video so that people can see it, or perhaps they can go to the website and read more about it and see the evidences. All right, Barrister, do you mind telling us how you joined the struggle? Were you with Wazirike before you created your own?
Actually, it was Wazirike's case that brought me into the Biafran struggle.
Okay.
It happened that when I was the spokesman for Igbo lawyers, Wazirike was arrested. But before he was arrested, two people were arrested first. The OPC people, Ganiyu Adams,
okay,
for OPC, Odua People's Congress, and Asare Dokubo. They were arrested. These were the people who started first agitation.
Okay.
Odua People's Congress, OPC, they were agitating for Oduduwa Nation. While Asare Dokubo was agitating for resource control, Ijaw people. Now, these people started before Wazirike. They started in 1993, 94, 95, before Wazirike. By 1999, Wazirike started. Wazirike was the first person to start Biafran struggle, the modern Biafran struggle.
Okay.
So we give him the credit. He can be called the father of the modern Biafran struggle. We give him the credit. He started 1999. Good. Remember I said I was the spokesman, Igbo lawyers. Then he came to Aba. I had my chambers at Okigwe Road, Aba.
Okay.
He came to Aba and hoisted Biafran flag at 175 Fox Road, one uncompleted building. And that's when it started. When he hoisted this flag, Nigerian government came after him. Now, Nigerian government left OPC, Oduduwa people, agitators. They left them. They left Asare Dokubo, but they concentrated effort on Wazirike, who mentioned the name of Biafra. So the name of Biafra was a problem.
Okay.
They went after Wazirike. Actually, they wanted to kill him. It was in the days of Obasanjo. They wanted to kill Wazirike, but Wazirike declared that his own method was non-violence, non-exodus. But OPC people said they needed violence, and they were killing Nigerian soldiers. Asare Dokubo's group, they also said they were violent and they were killing Nigerian soldiers. There was war, real war.
But they decided to go after the Wazirike.
Good. They left the people that were violent and went after Wazirike. When they wanted to kill him, they knew it would be wrong. So they decided to arrest the three of them. First, they arrested the OPC people, okay, Ganiyu Adams and Dr. Frederick Fesher. They arrested them. Secondly, they arrested Asare Dokubo. Thirdly, they arrested Wazirike, who actually was their target.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole nation was at a standstill watching what will happen to these three arrowheads. Obasanjo, it was in the days of Chief Obasanjo. Obasanjo now released the OPC people, Ganiyu Adams and Frederick Fesher, released them. Handed over to Yaradua. Yaradua now released Asare Dokubo, and they left Wazirike in prison. The person that was non-violent and non-exodus, they kept him in prison. And you know, all Igbo leaders kept mute, kept quiet. Nobody raised any objection. They kept quiet, as if nothing happened. Okay. And as the spokesman of Igbo lawyers, I was angry. I was fuming with anger. So why would they do this kind of thing? In fact, I interpreted it as a slap against an Igbo nation. That okay, they have set the Yoruba people free, set Ijaw people free, and they are now telling Igbo people, we are holding your son. What can you do? It's a slap on our face. That was what brought me into the Biafran struggle.
Okay, you didn't really throw light. You came in, and then as the Igbo spokesman, yes, Igbo lawyers,
yes,
what did you do?
So I now came to Igbo Lawyers Assembly, okay, and moved a motion that what I'm seeing in Nigeria now is beyond Owazirike's fight alone. That the Igbo people, Igbo nation, as a nation, should now fight using Owazirike as an arrowhead, will be behind him and fight. Then I moved the motion and they accepted the motion. And that was how I now moved in to release Owazirike from detention.
Okay, barrister, are you saying you are the one that set Owazirike free from the prison?
No, what I'm saying is that when I moved that motion, the Igbo lawyers adopted it, approved it, and then sent me to Abuja to release Owazirike from detention. They gave me the name of Chief Chimeze Ikazo, the most senior son in Abuja at that time. He's late now. That I should go to Abuja, meet with Chief Ikazo, and then go with him to court and release Owazirike. So when I arrived to Abuja, they told me that no, Owazirike is not in Abuja, but in Kefi prison. Okay. Kefi is now in Nasarawa State. So I traveled to Kefi, and that's where I met him. I told the warders that I came, and I was sent by the Igbo people, Igbo nation, for Owazirike. So Owazirike, when he was told, he came out and embraced me and cried and said, oh, this is the first time the Igbo people came as a nation to show solidarity. That all along they left him alone. That the only two people that visited him were his personal friends. He called them Ziggy and Ucha. These are the only two friends that visited him on personal grounds as his friends. That the Igbo nation, the Igbo people left him. I said, no, we didn't leave you. We were watching, and now it's time for us to come out and take over this battle. It's not your battle alone. So I now asked him, what is the situation? He said that his lawyer called Festus Keyamo, filed a bail application. I said, okay, we want to take over this matter. We want to fight on your behalf. He said, okay, we can come to court. I said, when is the court? He said, the following day, tomorrow. I said, okay, no problem. I'm here with my wig and gown. Because as a lawyer, whenever you're traveling to such places, you get to be prepared. So we went in court the following day. And before Justice Bintanyako, the same Bintanyako we're hearing about was still the same person that time. So we came. Chief Ikazo was pushed, he was on a wheelchair. He was pushed to the court. Immediately we entered the court. Justice Bintanyako stood up. Imagine the judge stood up for him and said, Chief Ikazo, have you entered this case? Ikazo said, yes. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Why should the federal government keep our son? Where after releasing the other people who were not violent, our son is not violent, and you kept him. No, we'll fight this battle. That's how the case started. And being the most senior son, he now announced our appearance first and mentioned his case first. And because that was the first day we appeared, the judge gave us audience and said, okay, that will give us adjournment for 2 weeks to come in and file our papers so that we will be properly before the court.
All right.
That means Owazirike needed to sign authorization letter for us to now take over this matter.
Okay.
But that didn't happen. Owazirike spoiled it.
Can you explain to us what actually happened?
So when we now went back and prepared our documents to file in court, Owazirike sent a letter to us and said we shouldn't come again. The whole thing, the documents are all here. So I will give you copies so that you can read for yourself. Owazirike and 11 of them, they signed the letter, sent it to the court and sent to us that we shouldn't come again. That they want Festus Keyamo to continue the matter.
Did he by any chance tell you why he did that?
Yes, I asked him that question. So why do you want to sidetrack us? Why don't you want the Igbo people, Igbo nation to fight for you? Knowing that I had a letter written by Chief Ikazo, a letter addressed to Dr. Dozie Ikedife, who was then the President General of Ohanese and Igbo. Ikazo said I should take that letter to the East and then give it to Dozie Ikedife to gather all the timber and caliber of Igbo land to fight this battle. And that letter was with me. Owazirike said he doesn't want that. He didn't want us to fight this battle alongside him. That he wanted Keyamo, and I asked why. He said that the Keyamo is from the South, and that if only the Igbo people are fighting, that the South people will begin their usual cry that we are dominating everything. Therefore, he wants the South people to have a sense of belonging, so that let Keyamo continue as somebody from South South to represent South South. That was his reason, but I didn't buy that reason, because that was not enough reason to stop your own people who wanted to back you up.
Okay, barrister. For now, we are not going into that details.